Hello and welcome to Books and Us, the podcast about learning about new ideas and getting inspiration from books. I'm Ranjit Monga and I bring to you interviews with authors of books in the non-fiction category. If you would like to read about the podcast interviews, you can visit the website www.globalbihari.com and search for the column Literary Speaking.
See, Ragamala painting is a representation of the of an Indian mode of music, which conveys us mood or some kind of emotional climate.
Ragamala paintings is a synthesis of poetry and painting. According to the mood of or dhyan of the raga, painters have composed these Ragamala paintings.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the eighth episode of season two of podcast Books and Us. I'm happy to let you know that this is the 20th episode of our podcast series. The past month has been a milestone for us as we have not only completed 2 years since we launched this podcast, but we also achieved 1,000 streams and downloads. To some, it may seem like a small figure, but it is very encouraging for us, and we will continue to bring engaging conversations with authors of non-fiction books. This episode is going to be another unique episode because today we are going to discuss a topic rather than any particular book, in the sense that the topic is Ragmala paintings, which is a very distinctive part of our cultural heritage. Ragmalas are miniature paintings which were mostly painted in the 17th and 18th centuries and are perhaps the only such paintings existing in the world in which classical music has been represented directly as paintings, hence the name Ragmala. I came across them when a former colleague and friend of mine, Sundip Sharma, mentioned that his father, who was a renowned painter of Rajasthan, Sumahendra or Mahendra Kumar Sharma, had written a book in Hindi on the topic. But sadly, that book is out of print. There are actually very few books written about this topic. The two books which I read were written decades ago, so there was no question of contacting any authors, who could talk in the on the podcast. But I did find a lot of researchers, art historians, and painters who know the subject well. So today we have two such distinguished people with us to tell us more about the fascinating subject of Ragmala paintings. First of all, let me introduce to you Miss Soma Ghosh, who works for the Salar Jung Museum in Hyderabad. She has written a number of research papers on the topic of Ragmala paintings. Ms. Ghosh, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
We also have with us Dr. Vijay Sharma, a well known painter and author who is keeping the art of miniature painting of the Pahadi or the Kangra school alive. He has traveled extensively throughout the world and has studied major collections of Indian paintings. He has also given lecture demonstrations on the art of Pahadi painting. Early in his career, he also made Ragmala paintings and authored a book titled Painting in the Kangra Valley. And he informs me that he is also working on a book on Ragmala paintings, which should be out next year. And he worked at the Bhuri Singh Museum at Chamba in Himachal Pradesh. He joins us all the way from Chamba. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Sharma.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you both for joining this conversation, and I really wanted to bring out this knowledge about Ragmala paintings for our listeners. Ms. Ghosh, let me start with you. In the course of your work, you have had an opportunity to study many Ragmala paintings, especially
Yes,
those which are known to be from the Deccan School of Miniature Paintings.
yes.
So, yeah, so what exactly are Ragmala paintings?
See, Ragamala painting is a representation of an Indian mode of music, which conveys us mood or some kind of emotional climate. It has a feeling. This every raga has a personality of its own. This happened when paintings which were made from based on these ragas were given a small verse on top. That's called a dhyana. Now the dhyana, you can translate it loosely as meditation, or it's actually a verse. So this verse gave the painting a personality based on the raga. So that's how it happened. Like the emotion the emotion was depicted in the verse, and at the end you could find the name of the raga, and
Mm.
below it they would have painted what they thought would represent the verse, which is actually an emotion or a
Mm.
mood.
Mm.
And this in turn
Mm.
is based on a raga, which again is a medley of frequencies to convey
Okay.
a certain sentiment or a
Mm.
mood. So
Mm.
paintings relating to this is what brings is a ragamala, based on the Indian mode of music, ragas. Like we have
Ragas.
the six main ragas,
Mm.
Malhar, and like we have Shri Raga, we have
Mm.
Malkos Raga,
Mm.
we have Hindol Raga, and
Mm.
so it's like that,
Mm.
based on these ragas. And there are many sub ragas also. Like
Mm.
every raga, which initially first it was only a male personality,
Mm.
that that was also assumed to have
Mm.
raginis who were the wives of these ragas,
Mm.
and they were around six per raga, and they again in turn had
Mm.
eight raga putras and
Mm.
even raga putris.
Mm.
So a set of ragamalas usually had 36 paintings
Mm.
based on these ragas, raginis, ragaputras, and ragaputris.
Mm.
And each one depicted a raga.
Mm.
The raga would actually mean the sentiment behind the raga, or the
Mm.
emotional mood, or the
Mm.
climate in the mind. At the root of the word raga is ranja.
Mm.
Ranja means coloring of a thought. So
Mm.
it goes a little deeper. These There are layers in the meaning of a
There's,
raga. So
yeah.
ranja is like when you are in a particular mood. There's a phenomenon called chromoesthesia. Like
Mm.
Shiva could see, when he made music, he could see colors.
Ha ha ha.
So it actually goes back to that era.
Okay. Mm.
But eventually, between the 16th and 19th centuries,
Mm.
we found our court artists, patronized by
Mm.
most of our rajas, and
Mm.
especially in many areas in India,
Mm.
they actually patronized and commissioned them
Mm.
to make ragamala sets. So that's how
Okay.
we have Todi Raginis, we have Nat Ragini, we have Hindol Ragini, we have
Mm.
Shri Raga, we have Malkos Raga. So
Mm.
this is what I would like to say as an introduction to Ragamala.
Mm. Really, it is, as you said, very contextual and very, very layered. Dr. Sharma, I would like to ask you now that since you have worked a lot on the Kangra school of miniature paintings, including Ragmalas, so how do you find that the Ragmalas ethos is different from that of, the general miniature paintings?
See, this classical music has been performed in temples as well as in royal palaces.
Mm-hmm.
In Indian music, there are two streams: folk music and classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Folk music is meant only for the general people,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the classical music is meant for the elite
Elite.
class.
Yes.
Elite class.
Mm-hmm.
So these Raja Maharaja had been the patrons of classical music. And when we talk in the term of Indian painting, the earlier paintings were done on the palm leaf
Mm-hmm.
in 10th century. That in the eastern part of India, Pala school is known for the miniature painting.
Acha.
And soon after the paper was introduced,
Mm-hmm.
painting were started shifted from palm leaf to paper, and the subject matter was very limited, only
Mm-hmm.
confined to the mythological texts.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, as with the course of time,
Mm-hmm.
some more subjects were included in the miniature painting tradition. The Sanskrit literature, like Gita Govinda of 12th century
Mm-hmm.
and the Rasmanjari of Bhanudatta of 15th century.
Mm-hmm.
But still, there was ample scope for painters to paint other subjects other than portraiture. So
Mm-hmm.
they dwell on the Ragamala paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Ragamala paintings is a synthesis of music, poetry, and painting. The painters have been singing before the Khayal Gaiki. there had been tradition of Drupad
Mm.
singing, and Drupad singing was also popular in the temples and palaces. The court musicians, they associated the ragas with the gods like Shiva,
Mm.
Krishna, or Devi. For instance, Raga Bhairava is associated with Shiva, or Shankara Bharan Rag is associated with Shiva. And similarly, the Kedara is also associated with Shiva.
Mm.
And some of the ragas were associated with the seasons, and some classical modes were named after the places like Marwa
Okay.
or Gaud Malhar or Gaud Sarang. Gaud
Mhm.
means the eastern, the Bengal side
Okay.
area.
Okay. Okay.
And Multani was in Pakistan now.
Mm.
So there were many ragas associated with the god, goddesses, or seasons, places, or the. Apart from that, musicologists also composed the dhyanas of raga
Mm.
with the sounds of living things like animals, birds,
Mm.
as well as with certain natural phenomena like waterfall or some other things.
Yes.
So earlier, Ragamala paintings were based on the system of the classification of raga and raginis by
Mm.
Hanuman.
Mm.
Actually, there were four uh, mats in Indian music:
Mm.
Shiv mat, Bharat mat,
Mm.
Hanuman mat, and Kalinath was another. Hanuman was one who made commentary on the Bhartaj Natya Shastra,
Mhm.
and his classification of raga and ragini. There
Mm.
were six principal ragas: Bhairav, Malkons,
Mm.
Hindol, Deepak,
Mm.
Shri, and Megh.
Mm.
And each had five raginis. There was the Ragamala family of 36 melodies.
Mm.
But in 15th century,
Mm.
there was another musicologist in the state of Rima state in the Madhya Pradesh
Mm.
who composed Sanskrit uh, poetry. In the Ragamala was the name of that book,
Mm.
wherein he classified six ragas. Each raga has five wives, and each raga has further eight sons,
Eight putras.
Rajputras.
Yeah.
So this entire family of Kashemkar system
Mm.
makes 84 Raga
Mm.
Ragini and Raga Putras.
Mm.
And still there is one extra Ragini and one extra Ragaputra of Rag Shri.
Mm.
Shri Rag has six Raginis and nine Ragputras.
Okay.
So the total makes 86
Mm.
melodies of this system.
Mm.
In Kashemkan system,
Mm.
all the Pahari Ragamala series are based on Kashemkarna's
Okay.
classification, whereas in Rajasthan they preferred Hanuman Mat or
Yeah.
Hanumana's system of classification.
Okay. So you were saying that depending on where the which classification people preferred, like Hanuman or Shem Karma, so the Dhyan Murtis also differed in both these systems.
Yes,
So
sir.
so which means the personification of the raga which is depicted in Ragmalas also changed. Is that so?
Yes, Rajasthani system of classification is altogether different
Mm.
than those of Pahadi.
Mm.
Actually, the Ragamala text
Mm.
or Dhyan
Mm.
composed by Kshemkan,
Mm.
not only followed by the Pahadi painters, but
Mm.
the painters of Malwa
Mm.
and in Deccan even,
Mm.
Hyderabad, Golconda,
Mm.
they also preferred this Ragamala of
Mm.
the classic system of Kshemkarn.
Mm.
Even there had been one known Ragamala series based on Kshemkarn system in Nasik,
Acha.
Maharashtra.
Okay.
So this Ragamala system was quite
Mm.
elaborate and that was preferred by most of the painters.
Okay. Ms. Ghosh, then the Deccani school, what were the unique aspects of the Deccani school? I think you have studied a lot about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Adil Shah, who commissioned a lot of these ragmalas, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yeah. Actually, he was from Bijapur,
Hmm.
so he was a patron of a lot of art and architecture. Actually,
Hmm.
Bijapur is entirely, it's a really historic city. I've been there,
Hmm.
and they started painting quite early. In the 16th century.
Hmm.
Like he was also of a very secular nature.
Hmm.
Ibrahim Adil Shah. There is one very famous Ragamala painting from the Bijapur school.
Hmm.
They also assigned it to Ahmednagar, but as per me, it is from the Bijapur school.
Hmm.
It's on the Hindola Raga. I mean,
Okay.
and sometimes they even say it could be Vasant Raga because there's a little bit of a touch of holy also in that. So,
Okay.
like, if there's a couple sitting on a swing. That's a
Hmm.
very famous work. It's in the National Museum, New Delhi.
Hmm.
So that is one thing. And main thing about the Deccan school was it was very colorful.
Hmm.
The Ragamala paintings, they were not muted. They were very
Hmm.
colorful. They
Hmm.
used a lot of blue, and you have this clearly Persian effect. You
Hmm.
see marble terraces,
Hmm.
and there's a kind of stylized architecture. So
Hmm.
like somewhere you can connect it to Persian art
Hmm.
styles. The Deccan Sultanates were Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Golconda, and which finally kind of Hyderabad became important because from Golconda the uh, capital of was shifted to Hyderabad. So
Hmm.
around in 18th century we have many Hyderabadi paintings which were made, and also you find that the women, they were depicted as very beautiful, and they had these flowing skirts,
Hmm.
and they were always wearing jewelry, and
Hmm.
it was some of the paintings are quite dramatic actually, if you see.
Hmm.
And also, other than the Persian effect, you also see the Indian, you see the lotus ponds, you
Hmm.
see distant hills,
Hmm.
and those are also there. And then you find the pavilions, and there are
Hmm.
many pictures which are taken on terraces,
Hmm.
and a terrace with a small pavilion behind. The color palette is very very uh, you know it's like magnetic almost. You find
Okay.
very deep reds, blues, and greens, and they
Hmm.
also use gold.
Hmm.
Okay, so all this gives you a sense of luxury. You also sometimes find a single lady also can be playing music on the terrace.
Hmm.
So Deccan paintings are like that.
Hmm.
And also they try to they stick to the ragas theme, no doubt,
Hmm.
but they put in their own their own musical instruments.
Hmm.
Like you find many depictions of the tambura,
Hmm.
and then these like those smaller, not the very big
Hmm.
mridangam type they you
Hmm.
find on that
Hmm.
drums, and even the women are shown playing mridangams. So what they do is they finally integrate all this to create a very colorful, vibrant ragamala. So
Hmm.
that's what they do. And suppose the mood is a sad ragamala, of course
Hmm.
you will find it, you would naturally expect it to be a little muted, but
Hmm.
it's not. It's like mostly I found them still very lyrical,
Hmm.
and the woman's head could be a slightly bent, or
Hmm.
it's like that. So they've
Hmm.
also captured the mood, but
Hmm.
Deccan paintings are very typical, and you can make out that this is from the Deccan.
And Dr. Sharma, what about the Kangra paintings and what about their iconography and the colors? And how do you think that transformed into into the enjoying the painting, similar to that one enjoys the music? Wasn't that one of the themes?
Actually, the Ragamala text is composed in Sanskrit.
Okay.
So it was not possible for painters to read and make meaning of that and paint
Okay.
accordingly. There were some learned pundits
Hmm.
available
Hmm.
to assist them. So the Pandit read the text and translate into the vernacular and convey its gist to the painter. Accordingly, painter uh, painted the musical modes. So there are two major schools in Pahari tradition. Earlier is the Basoli, and the later phase is known as Kangra school. So in Basoli painting, we see that artist has painted the musical mode without making much details in the background. Only he focuses on the main subject of the painting. For instance, uh, Bhairav Rag is shown Shiva riding on the bull, or in Hindol Raga, the depiction of Hindol Raga, Krishna is usually shown sitting on the swing mm, with the gopis. And similarly, Deepak Rag is also shown that a royal personage or a divine deity is sitting on an elephant holding the lamp, burning lamp. But in the Kangra painting, we find more and more detailing, elaborate detailing in the background.
Okay.
We see the mountains, the stream in the foreground, and in palace palace building, we see that Naik and Naika or Ragini, they are sitting inside the chambers and attended by the attendants in the palace. For instance, in the depiction of Meghrag, Krishna is shown blowing the conch, and the peacock are there in the background. There are dark clouds in the sky, and raining is also shown, or lightning is shown in the dark clouds. So, according to the mood of or dhyan of the raga, painters has have composed these Ragamala paintings.
Okay, Dr. Sharma, then what is the concept of Ras Anubhuti in Indian art? And I believe that is what was transformed to the Ragmala paintings.
Ragamala painting, we have different rasas, Shant rasas, Karv rasa, sentiment of love, Shringar ras, Veer ras. Most of the paintings are based on sentiment of love, of both of its aspects, love in union and love in separation. I think perhaps the patterns, the Raja Maharajas who commissioned these Ragamala painting, they not only enjoyed the music but also enjoyed the dhyanas of these ragas, where many shades are visible. In Mewad rag or in Maru rag, some warriors are shown having uh, sword in their hands, fighting each other. Surma Anand rag, that is depiction of Veer Rasa. And in Asavari Ragani or in Todi Ragani, there is Karuna is shown when the Naik or Naika are sitting there with their absent lovers. So all these paintings depict different shades. So according to for instance, in Rag Bhairava or Shankar Bharan, we feel uh, the mood of calmness, the shantras. Even then, there are certain, misinterpreted uh, poetic text which artist could not paint accordingly. For instance, in the depiction of Asavri, usually Asavri, the depiction of Asavri Ragini, a lady, a snake charmer lady is shown blowing the in musical instrument and charming the snakes sitting on the hillock. But in Pahari tradition, painters have painted a pregnant lady reclining on the bed. And another example is there is Rag Jalandhar in Kshem Kan system.
mm,
But in Pahadi tradition, most of the depiction of this Jalandhar Rag is written as its title as Jaldhar. So
okay.
in Jaldhar, the Naik is shown
Mm,
drinking water from a pot.
mm,
So I think that these Pandit who had been assisting these painters,
mm,
they were not conversant with the music, and they could not understand what the dhyan actually speaks. So
okay.
they made their own meaning, and what they told to the painters,
Mm,
painter depicted. For
mm,
instance, I tell you, uh, there is Rag Gambhir, Rag Putra Gambhir,
mm,
son of Rag Shri.
mm,
So Kshemkarn has clearly mentioned that this Rag Putra is shown riding the crocodile.
okay.
So in Dakini painting depicting the Rag Gambhir,
Mm,
we see a man riding on a uh, crocodile.
mm,
But in Pahari tradition,
mm,
painter has shown Ragputra,
mm,
a man, nobleman,
mm,
standing with her wife
mm,
on a boat
mm,
headed with the crocodile head.
okay.
But in the later paintings,
Mm,
same Ragaputra Gambhir
mm,
is shown in the boat, but the boat has changed its form from
mm.
crocodile to elephant. So
Oh,
there are some misunderstanding in the depiction of these Raga Dhyans.
also, I guess the painters change the paintings according to the social and environmental context of their time. And Ms. Ghosh, also I wanted to ask you that, for example, what is written is that the aim of all art, of Indian art, as mentioned in Natya Shastra, is the ras anubhuti, or enjoying of, a sort of a spiritual joy. And that is the aim of all art. And Ragmala also attempted to do that. So, would you be able to draw the connection? How this was invoked, the spiritual joy or the mood. Mm,
See, basically, as I said before, and
mm,
Vijay ji is also
mm.
saying, the
Yes,
dhyana was very important. What
yes.
the poet has, made a verse of
Mm,
a particular feeling, mood,
mm,
emotion,
mm,
that has been transformed into a painting.
mm,
Like suppose the dhyana says a lady who awaits her lord. She's trying to ward away all the birds, and she's scared of the lightning also.
mm,
This is the scene of the Madhumadhavi
mm.
uh,
Ragini.
Ragamala. So Raga, so
Mm,
Ragini. So that way the verse would reflect this particular emotion. So
mm,
you could call this as something like, maybe it could be Vismay Rasa, or it could even be
mm,
she might be also frightened. So that way there is definitely a rasa in every
mm,
painting. Like now
mm,
you have this nut raga, in which you see people fighting. So
mm,
there is one, they usually depict one person who has been wounded, and he's lying on the ground. So
mm,
this is definitely the anubhuti of aggression. It's capturing that, of
mm,
the sense of combat.
mm,
So that is another anubhuti. So that
mm,
way, many of these raga ragini paintings
mm,
have, they symbolize some. Definitely, they symbolize a rasa, and
mm,
this pathos like loneliness
mm,
and all that. Being alone in a grove,
mm,
with peacocks around you, like as
mm,
they show in this Kakuba Ragini. Kakuba
mm,
Ragini is usually alone, and she's waiting for her
mm,
beloved, who's
mm,
kind of left her, or or probably she's searching for her. We don't really know.
mm,
We have to read what exactly is written in the verse.
mm,
And so many of these verses are in Thakri or script, I think so.
mm,
A lot of us don't understand that, so we try
mm,
to focus more on what the painting says. But
Yes.
there were people before, like during O.C. Ganguly's time,
Mm,
who would actually read what is written. If the verse is in Sanskrit, we still have scholars,
mm,
but some scripts we don't know. There
mm,
could be mixed scripts. So, but still, by now, by the 18th century, most artists knew what each raga had to convey. So
mm,
you find a lot of similarities between schools about
mm,
what they are telling about each raga.
mm, mm,
Like as he was saying, Asavri Ragini,
mm,
she
mm.
is actually charming snakes out of sandalwood trees. The trees
Okay.
which you see in the picture,
Mm,
in sandalwood trees,
mm.
groves, you usually find the snakes wound around the branches. Now
Okay.
she is with her raga, she
Mm,
is, it could be on the musical instrument or probably she would be singing it.
mm.
The snakes are coming out. So she's
Okay.
charming them with the raga. You get it? The
Okay.
snakes have come out of sandalwood trees. This is
Okay.
one thing very unique about the Asavri raga.
Okay.
So that would also be another anubhuti, you know.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes. Sort of
like
an
probably they are,
intoxicating,
yeah,
intoxicating for the
intoxicating. Like,
snakes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yes, yes. She's like alone, and so probably they're company to her because no
Mm,
one is seen harming her. In fact, they're all around her like friends.
mm,
So you can't say. So capturing loneliness in such
mm,
a way
mm,
is unheard of. No, I mean it is very
mm.
different.
Yes.
So this is one anubhuti. So
Mm,
that way, many of these rasas are brought out
mm,
through Ragamala paintings. We have many examples. Actually, if you go to each type of
mm,
Ragamala painting, if you see, like you have Megha Malhar, you see
mm,
Krishna and Radha dancing. Now that is pure joy.
mm,
So they show the clouds, and
mm,
either it's raining or it's about to rain, and the weather, the whole
mm,
climate, the whole ambience of the painting is so beautiful. The gopis are
mm,
also there, and some are holding musical instruments, and
mm,
they're all dancing joyfully. So
mm,
Megha Malhar is like in the Ragamala paintings usually depicted as a happy raga. So
mm,
that way we are depicting happiness. And also
mm.
in India, rains are actually welcomed.
Books in Us opens doors to knowledge and an understanding of the world around us. Let's discover together.
You know, these two books which I read on Ragmala paintings, written by two stalwarts of this topic, Dr. Sukhdev Singh Charak, who wrote on Jammu Ragmala paintings, and Dr.
Okay,
Ranjit Singh Gill, titled his book titled Ragmala Paintings, From
okay.
Music to Art. So this painting you mention about Krishna and the gopis dancing around them. The books also mention that, you know, the rhythm, the feeling of rhythm created by these women who are wearing bangles and who are wearing, these bells around their ankles, and the different lines and different levels at which they are depicted also creates a rhythm
Yes.
which corresponds with the rhythm and swara of the raga itself, and then that's how you convey the anubhuti.
Yeah, actually, we could Krishna and Radha depictions could also be taken as Shringara Rasa also,
Aha, aha.
because they are supposed to be the ultimate in
Mm, mm,
depicting the Shringara Rasa. So that is one thing,
mm,
and so even bhakti also you can say, because finally the soul is yearning for God.
mm,
So they it could also be some bit of bhakti in that.
mm.
So that way, the Ragamalas are very expressive, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
it's not only for the painter, but also for the he has made the painting, and now we have to enjoy the painting and
Enjoy
feel
it.
all these feelings. So,
Yes.
in a way, our mind is delighted with these colors. That is what
Mm,
actually a raga is supposed to do. It colors your mind. You're supposed to experience the painting. It's not
mm,
just looking at it. You have to experience it,
mm,
and you could have your own derivation, but mostly they have all followed are specific Indian classical ragas only.
mm,
So like that, like Raga Bhairava is again bhakti.
mm,
You know, you find a lady
mm,
worshipping uh, the symbol of
mm,
Shiva. So that is again bhakti. So that is
mm,
again a anubhuti, right?
mm,
So that is how we
mm,
understand ragas. Yes,
mm,
silence and solitude. These things are also very, very well captured in
mm,
Ragamala paintings.
mm,
And there's a lot to do with love, divine love, and silence, solitude,
mm,
some bit of weapon, some bit of war, like
mm.
even uh, combat and conflict.
Courage
And
and
then
bravery.
also you have this Vibhas Raga,
Mm,
in which the king. No, this is I think the Lalit Raga.
mm,
He comes back, and the queen is angry. Like, where
mm,
were you? And like
mm,
he's actually having some kind of a dalliance with some
mm,
other woman,
mm,
and the maid next to him is trying to, he's apologetic. They're trying to, explain to the queen.
mm,
Uh, I mean, just to forgive him and things
mm,
like that. So that is Raga Vibhas.
mm.
So that way we have, these kind of emotions also depicted.
Okay, Dr. Sharma, do you think that these as Ms. Ghosh is saying that the paintings have been able to express, and they are they are windows of expression for the ragas? Do you find any connection with that, with the painting and the expression?
See, I earlier told that there were two major
Hmm.
musicologists
Hmm.
who wrote on Ragamala subject,
Hmm.
and their system was quite popular among painters.
Hmm.
The earlier system of classification was Hanuman,
Hmm.
which was confined only to the central India or Rajasthan area,
Hmm.
whereas this Pahari region was the painters based their painting on the Kashemkar's class system of Raga Ragini.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the although the six principal ragas are same in
Hmm.
Hanuman's system or Kashemkar's system,
Hmm.
but the raginis are different of
Hmm.
both the systems.
Okay.
So, for instance, if there is depiction of Ragini Bhairavi
Hmm.
in Hanuman system, the Bhairavi Ragini is shown a woman worshipping the Shivlingam,
Hmm.
sitting in a shrine and worshipping the Shivlingam.
Yes.
Whereas in Pahadi tradition, the Ragini is shown standing before a bull and fondling the that bull.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, because the Shamkan had compared the sound of Ragini Bhairavi with that of the bull.
Okay.
So, in both the depictions of Hanuman and Shamkan, the depiction of Bhairavi is quite different to each other.
Hmm.
So, when the imageries are different,
Hmm.
obviously the rasanbhuti is also the
Different.
of different shades in
Okay.
both not
Okay.
only in context of Ragini Bhairavi, but
Hmm.
some other rag and raginis also. For instance,
Yes.
in the depiction of Ragputra Sarang,
Hmm.
Sarang is a afternoon melody
Hmm.
sing in the noon, this
Hmm.
raga.
Hmm.
But in Shemkarn system,
Hmm.
Shemkarn compare the sound of uh, churning the um, yogurt
Hmm.
to churn the butter.
Hmm.
The sound of churning the butter
Hmm.
or the churning the yogurt is compared with the rag sarang.
Hmm.
So eh, you will not find same essence in the other classifications.
Hmm.
So when we enjoy the painting, we
Hmm.
are sometimes not aware of the
Intricacies.
verse of the poetry, but
Yeah.
we enjoy the line, the composition, the colors,
Mm,
and other visual things.
mm,
So the this aspect of textual version or version of the
mm,
poetry or
mm,
the shloka,
mm,
that remain the secondary,
mm,
because painting is a visual art.
mm,
We are enjoying in music. We enjoy the sur
mm,
and the tal and
mm,
the bandish.
mm,
But in painting, the language is different here.
mm,
Here we enjoy the line, the form, the
mm,
color, and on the whole entire composition.
mm. And it is supposed to evoke a similar sort of a feeling listening to music as well as watching its counterpart, Ragmala. That is what the intention was, right?
Yes, sir.
The paintings, Ragmala paintings, they depict mood of the raga, the time which it is to be sung, the color of the emotion which paints the raga with the particular color.
Yeah, color is also not necessarily that the palette should be the similar
Okay,
in the presentation of particular raga. For
okay.
instance, the Basoli palette, the palette of Basoli art is
Hmm,
altogether different than that of Kangra art.
hmm,
In Basoli painting, we find the primary color, the hot color scheme, the
hmm.
direct use of pigment. Whereas
Okay.
in the Kangra painting, we see very soft muted colors,
Hmm.
very fine and elegant depiction of the thing.
I have with me some descriptions of some of the ragas which are there. I don't know from which system, but for example, Bhairavi, it says that it is represented by the image of Lord Shiva with two hands, three eyes, the Ganga flowing out from under
No,
his
no, that is
mast.
not Bhairavi, that is Bhairava.
That is Bhairav. Okay, okay,
Bhairava,
okay.
yeah.
Then Rag Hindola is represented by a youth who is an embodiment of love, surrounded by beautiful young ladies. There is depiction of spring around him. And in the Dhyana, it is said that Shiva created him out of his navel,
Mm.
and maidens are playing veena and drums and dancing around him.
But this dhyan is composed by whom, that I don't know. Jammu Ragamala painting you refer to
Hmm.
of that Mr. Charak.
Charak, Dr. Charak, हाँ.
Yeah, actually that is of 19th century Ragamala
अच्छा,
series.
quite late.
Once I was in Chandigarh Museum, I
Hmm.
delivered there a lecture about Indian Pahari painting.
Hmm.
So one gentleman came to meet me
Hmm.
with a manuscript on Ragamala.
Okay,
It was written in Gurmukhi script,
okay.
and the text was composed by one Diwan Lachiram,
Hmm.
who was a minister of Maharaja Ranjit Singh
Hmm.
of Lahore.
Hmm.
And that book, Ragamala book by Lachiram,
Hmm.
that was the translation of Raga and Raginis by Tansen.
Oh.
And what Tansen composed, its
Hmm.
name was Buddha Prakash Darpan.
अच्छा.
उसका वो
Hmm.
अनुवाद था,
Hmm.
translation of Buddha
Hmm.
Prakash Darpan by Diwan Lachi Ram,
Hmm.
and painters made paintings after that classification.
Okay.
That is another classification,
Okay.
different than Hanuman and Kshemkarn and
Okay.
others. So this
Uh,
subject is very complex and very interesting also.
uh,
So I think that there should be more researches and more
hmm.
uh, insight should
Hmm.
come with the course of time now.
Hmm.
Very few books are available on Ragamala painting, sadly to say.
Yeah. Ms. Ghosh, what do you have to say to that? Do you think that this is a very unique art which existed only in India? Though I read that it also has roots in some European culture of depicting classical Western music into art.
Yeah, actually, in our museum, we also have a very good European collection. So I've not
Okay.
looked through all the paintings yet, but somewhere I feel maybe it maybe it's still. I've not come across very solidly that like some symphony is made into a painting. I've not come across, but maybe I will. I leave it at that.
Certainly, it seems that such vivid and intricate and descriptive description of our musical traditions in a painting, because I've been a history student also, and I don't think
Okay.
that came across of anywhere else in the world history. Yes, maybe in some ancient
Somewhere maybe
cultures. Yeah.
somebody will
Yeah.
bring out something we don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, we have not looked at the European paintings in that way yet,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
to detect a symphony or
Yes.
something
Yes.
in that. I mean, they also depict pathos, heroism. We have all that. We
Okay.
have these bhavas, but
Bhavas.
there is no reference to any musical symphony or composition as far as the painting is concerned. You can definitely understand the emotion in the painting, but I have not read specifically that this is connected to a particular musical, composition or symphony.
Also, there is another issue that though the evolution of the Ragmalas, still there is no research on how they evolved and why. Did you find any clue to why they got created in the first place?
Yeah, actually, most places where I have read is the once they got the dhyanas,
Hmm.
so
Okay.
Ragamalas were made as early as the 15th century also. In O.C. Ganguly's book, there are uh, images of 15th century. In Western India, we
Hmm.
had in the Gujarat uh,
Hmm.
school, there were Ragamalas made as
Okay.
early as that, like
Okay.
15th century.
Okay.
So we cannot say that this is quite old. So we maybe some paintings might have got destroyed or we don't know. So I'm still researching on this. Maybe so I'll find more as we keep looking and
Yes,
studying on.
yes, and you must share that research with us.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Dr. Sharma, what do you think that what I read somewhere was that they were paintings commissioned by nobles and kings and nawabs, so that they could look at them while enjoying the music, or maybe just as a form of entertainment. What did you come
Yeah,
across?
The essence of music is far from these paintings.
Okay, different, yes.
Yeah, in paintings, we only enjoy the visual art,
Okay.
the form and the color and the composition.
Mm.
Nothing to do with the dhyana or with the composition, because Ragamala painting was a fashion in the courts.
Okay.
Artists in different courts, they had been composing, making paintings, and these nobles had been exchanging the painting with each other.
Mm.
So that that time was very different. There were very limited
Mm.
means of entertainment. Only these noblemen or the ruling princes, they
Mm.
had been enjoying music directly from their court musicians.
Yes.
And in every major court, there were court painters, there were court musicians, there were court poets also.
Mm.
So when all these painter and poet and musician, they get together, they always discuss these aspects relating to
Mm.
music,
Mm.
because music, the Ragmala painting is a uh, confusion of three arts:
Oh, yes.
poetry and painting and music.
Mm.
So to understand Ragamala painting, one should be aware of the poetic verses composed by these musicologists, how they describe the dhyan. In Shem Karna's system of classification of Raga and Ragini, he has composed the poetic verses in two ways, like the actual dhyan of the Raga and Raginis. For instance, Rag Malkons. Malkons, in the depiction of Malkons, Kshem Karna says that a young, handsome man is sitting flanked by two beautiful young women. That is the dhyan of Rag Malkons.
Yes.
And most of the pictures we see Krishna, young Krishna, is sitting on a lotus flower and is being attended by two gopis or two ladies. But in the same Ragamala book, Shem Karan has also described the sound of Rag Malkaun's with that of a ram.
Okay.
And in some paintings, painters have painted this Malkaun's, a young man sitting on a hill, two ladies are standing nearby, and a ram is shown sitting below the Krishna's figure. So there is clearly, mentioned that raga, the actual dhyan of raga is different, and its sound imagery is different. So there are so many raginis and ragputras are there, which are painted not in actual dhyan, but their sound imageries. For instance, the Patmanjari Ragini, a, a cat is shown with the Naika or Ragini. Or in Saveri Ragini, a dog is shown there. So there are so many animals like wild boar or rabbit. So many
Okay. Yeah.
animals. And similarly, some birds are also shown in some ragas. For instance, in the depiction of Rag Kuntul, the pigeons are shown in that painting.
Okay. So you are saying that sometimes the imagery may have no connection with the actual raga, but
Yes, yes. Vardhan Rag is shown that a young man, young warrior is um, going on war expedition, and his wife is bidding farewell to him. So there are so many shades of in the depiction of Rag and Raginis.
Yeah, I just want to make a point here.
yes.
Like you have this Gad Palace in Bundi. So if there is a room which has beautiful murals, in that also you have a few Ragamalas.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe they also enjoyed looking. It is like a Chitrashala, like they
Chitrashala.
enjoy the ruler enjoyed looking at the paintings which were made, which he only would have commissioned. So in the interiors of palaces also you find Ragamalas on the walls, and many of them still survive to this day in India. So when it became popular, or I mean, who made the first Ragamala is not I've not read yet.
Also,
Yeah,
like you said earlier, that once the dhyanas were written, then sort of
yeah,
it became a natural thing for somebody to come along and
yeah. It
start
was
adapting
yes,
it
yes,
visually.
yes. Because basically it's a visualization of the dhyana.
Hmm.
So the moment a painter would read the verse, he would think, how do I bring out the visual, aspect of this dhyana? So he might have started painting, and that way the ragamalas, they became it became a subject with the painters. And then once the ruler also agreed and commissioned them, so it must have been quite and a lot of sets of ragamalas are not in our India anymore. Many have gone abroad. They were there, and auction houses you keep seeing ragamalas coming up. So many have got scattered. The whole sets are not available in museum. You may have 30 paintings of a set, the other six would not be there. So that is another thing.
Yes, I wanted to discuss that also, that during my research, because I have been looking at this topic for the last 1.5 years now almost, and I found that a lot of the research material was from universities and museums abroad, and that I
Yes,
realized that a lot of the Ragmalas themselves are in private collections or in collections in the museums,
yes, yes.
London and
Yeah,
all over
yeah.
the world. So
Yes.
how did that happen? I mean,
Some were spoils of war, some got gifted,
hmm,
some
hmm,
were bought by people
hmm,
who are rich. And I mean, to buy a Ragamala is very expensive today.
hmm,
Only, the who is really interested will go ahead and buy a
hmm,
real Ragamala from an auction house.
hmm,
So that way, and they keep showing up in
hmm,
auction houses of the West. So
hmm,
somehow our Ragamalas have crossed our borders. All
uh-huh,
our Ragamalas are not in India. They
hmm,
are all over the world. The
hmm,
Met has Ragamalas.
hmm,
The British Museum has.
hmm,
Even the Aga Khan Museum in Toronto. Then
hmm,
National Museum has a very good collection, no doubt.
hmm,
That is, of course, Indian.
hmm,
And we also have Salarjung Museum has
hmm,
quite a, I mean, substantial collection of Ragamalas.
hmm,
We have them also as part of Murakkas. A
hmm,
Murakka is an album. A Murakka
hmm,
is an illustrated book.
hmm,
In that also we have few Ragamalas.
hmm,
But we in our museum we have mostly Deccanese style.
See, still there are
hmm,
um, so many Ragamala paintings are in Indian museums,
hmm,
but I have never seen any museum taking interest in Ragamala painting. Only one book was published by Dr. M.S. Randhawa
hmm,
from the National Museum, New Delhi.
hmm.
Otherwise, no exhibition on Ragamala painting, no
Okay.
literature on Ragamala painting,
Hmm,
no scholarly
hmm,
seminar on Ragamala painting. I don't
hmm,
know why all these institutions are lagging behind. Whereas in the museum abroad, there
hmm,
have been many activities regarding to a
hmm.
particular subject. Recently, the Museum Rietberg organized a exhibition on Ragamala paintings, and
Okay.
it went very successfully,
Hmm,
and it was appreciated by
hmm,
scholars.
hmm,
Why not such practices in India?
hmm,
I don't understand. The custodian of the artifacts are just sitting on the collections, never
yeah.
making major exhibition, never bringing out outstanding publication. There is
Yes.
lack of scholarship in fact in India.
Yes. 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 And also to connect it with the people, the population, because this is our inheritance. This is our legacy. And what about miniature? Is miniature because Ragmala comes within the purview of the topic of miniature. So even miniature, nobody wants to delve into that, or
No,
do they get in?
miniatures we have. There has been ongoing research.
Hmm,
We people, I mean, a few Indians and lot of scholars abroad have been regularly working on Indian miniature painting. I mean, they are not specifically focusing on Ragamalas, but
hmm,
overall, the
overall.
court scenes, things
Hmm,
like that are getting a lot of attention.
hmm,
Right now, actually, I'm working on a monograph for our museum on
hmm,
Ragamala paintings.
hmm.
So I've started my work. Let's see what I discover.
Okay, and if people want to come to Salarjung Museum and see them, are they available in the museum or do they have to make special
No,
requisition?
like we have a few Ragamalas on display in our miniature painting gallery.
Hmm,
But if they want to see the ones which are in storage, they take a permission,
hmm,
but they can be seen. And also, there is one website called museumsofindia.gov.in. All
hmm.
our Ragamalas are available on that website.
Okay,
Yeah, it's museumsofindia.gov.in. You can
okay.
see Ragamalas available in National Museum, Allahabad Museum, Salarjung Museum, and I think two more museums are there.
Hmm,
Um, these three you can definitely see. And like we have uploaded all our miniature paintings on that portal.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Dr. Sharma, in your Chamba Museum, Rangmalas are there?
There are some Ragamala paintings in our museum collection,
Hmm.
but very few
Okay.
Pahadi.
Pahadi paintings are another topic by itself because I think they were the culmination of all the miniature uh, paintings, the design, the art, and everything, isn't it?
Actually, most of the Pahadi paintings are made on the subject Shringar Ras, the sentiment of love,
Hmm.
and which surround the various kind of naikas.
Hmm.
So the word of naikas itself is a very broad subject,
Hmm.
naika bhed.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So many of these Ragamalas are also depictions of Naikas. Naika Bheda is again actually a very big topic, as the
Ah,
Dr. Sharma says.
yeah.
There are, 8 types of Naikas, Ashtanaikas. You
Hmm.
have the Abhisarika, then the Vipralabdha Naika. You have, like it's again to do with Shringar Ras mostly. It's
Hmm.
either it's to do with her moods as she goes through a love relationship, like
Okay.
separation, and then there is like Abhisarika Naika, she's trying to reach her beloved. She's
Hmm.
going through storm. So these things are depicted sometimes in Ragamalas
Hmm.
also.
Hmm. So,
Like yeah,
Naika is
Naika Bheda can be a part of Ragamala. Yes.
so Naika is like a heroine or a central
Yes, yes,
feminine
yes.
figure,
Central character. Yes, yes,
and
yes.
Nayak is the male figure.
Actually, Bharatanaट्य Shastra is the earliest work on Naika Bhed. Naika
Okay.
Bhed is a chapter of Bhanu Dutt,
Okay.
who elaborately worked on this very subject
Okay.
only in the text of Ras Manjari. And
Hmm.
it was Keshav Das who
Hmm.
further elaborated this subject in Rasik Priya in
Hmm.
Hindi
Hmm.
Yes, yes. And also Natya Shastra of Bharata mentions
Hmm.
Naika Ved.
Hmm.
in a chapter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
So again, I think that these topics which you're mentioning are there is so much, so less of information or knowledge or research in these areas.
But sir, I feel that this kind of discussion on Raga Ragini,
Hmm.
we should show some visuals also so that
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
listener or
Hmm.
the students or the crochets can
Hmm. Hmm.
understand the visuals of what
Hmm.
we are saying.
Hmm. No, definitely. Next time we will do a visual one because this is a very big topic, and I think today we have just been able to touch the surface of it. And so, any closing comments, Dr. Sharma?
The closing comment is that I am working on this very subject, and
Hmm.
I hope that my book, The Studies in the Pahadi Ragmala,
Hmm.
will
Wow.
come within, I think, by the end of next year.
Yeah, one thing is very interesting,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of scope, and I think more scholars should take it up.
Hmm.
And in fact, people are more interested in modern painting these days. So,
Yes.
but since this is heritage, we have
Yes.
to see that these paintings also get their due space
Yeah.
on the cultural, space of India. We have to highlight these online books, podcasts, and I'm very happy that you're doing this. Thank you very much.
Doctor, thank you. Thank you. Dr. Sharma, any
Yes, sir.
comments?
I think, sir, in such kind of discussion, there should be more scholars involved.
Hmm.
Involvement should be of more scholars so that we can be benefited with each other's ideas and thoughts.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, if there may be 4 or 5 orators in this discussion, that
Uh,
will be more fruitful, I think.
yeah, definitely next time we'll try that.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you to both Dr. Sharma and Ms. Ghosh for joining this conversation today.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye
Ranjit
bye.
ji, Ranjit Munga ji.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Nice meeting both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that both of you also met through this podcast
Yeah,
because,
exactly. I'll be troubling Ranjit ji and Vijay ji
sure,
if I
sure.
have any doubts. Yeah. Or if I come across something, I might share with you. Share it
Yes,
with you.
please, if
Yeah.
you
We'll
come
keep the
across some.
conversation on.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Somaji, you have very good Ragamala paintings of Pahadi tradition in your museum.
Yes, you can see all of them on.
Yes, I have seen. I have also visited your museum.
Okay, okay.
So one day, once more, I will pay visit to see
Yeah,
Ragamala painting in your
yes.
museum. But
Okay,
if
okay.
you have any query with regard to Pahadi painting, please feel free to
Yeah,
ask.
definitely, definitely. Definitely. I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, bye everybody. Thank you.
So, listeners, that's all for today. You were listening to a discussion on Ragmala paintings conducted with Soma Ghosh of the Salar Jung Museum, Hyderabad, and Dr. Vijay Sharma, who is a painter and art historian known for his expertise in the Pahari school of miniature paintings. He's from Chamba in Himachal Pradesh. Actually, there is a lot more to be said about Ragmala paintings, and we hope to continue this discussion and bring you more episodes about it in the future. If you have any knowledge on Ragmala paintings or you know any authors who have written a book on it, do get in touch with us. You can write to us at podcast at ramonproductions.org. That is RAMONPRODUCTIONS.org. Thank you for listening to this episode of Books and Us. If you liked it, pass the word and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. This podcast is also available on many other listening platforms, and it's now also on YouTube. So that's all for this episode. This is Ranjit Monga signing off. Till next time, goodbye and take care.